Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this first look map tour map review video by me, CWATTY. The map we're going to be looking at today is the Elm Creek edit by Stevie. Now right off the bat, I've had some issues getting this map to load for me in game. I've had to greatly lower my graphic options in the main menu to make this map even load up for me. I can't, normally GeForce Experience has set my graphics, my game graphics to, ultra high, and then customized a few other little bits and pieces. So, the game runs, optimally on my system. And I've had no issues on any of the other Giants maps. With graphics, I've been able to run everything at that high graphic setting. This map will not load for me unless I set my game on the vanilla, either medium graphics profile in the game options or on high. If I try to set it on very high or try to customize the settings on any of the levels in any way, this map will not load for me. It crashes the game at 23% and gives me that resource buffer pool error that I used to get on Hout Baileron at the Spinnery. When my Hout Baileron game crashed at the Spinnery area on the map, it gives me that same error in the log. So not quite sure obviously what's going on in the map and what Stevie's done to make the map very, unoptimized, and why it's such a massive resource hog. But definitely going forward, I would say map makers need to be paying a paying a lot of attention to their maps. Because it's no good releasing a map and then telling players you have to lower your graphic settings to play it. Because people ain't going to do that. People are going to want to play the game on the best graphics. They're going to want to play the game, the best it looks on their systems. Also, to me, it's a little bit crazy as a map maker, map author, that you would create a map, go to all the trouble to create a map, and then tell people to lower your graphics. Surely you want your map to look good, but it might be a case that people, map authors, for whatever reason, in Farm Sim 22, map authors might just need to be dialing things back a bit and not getting so over the top. They might just have to be a little bit more withheld. Certainly you can't be releasing maps that crash the game. So they're going to need to optimize their maps a little bit. And maybe they're just going to have to hold back and not throw everything in the kitchen sink at the map that they're putting out. But this is the Elm Creek edit map by Stevie. And if you've not played the Elm Creek, the normal Giants Elm Creek map, this is probably the best version of it that you can get. If you've yet to start a save on Elm Creek, don't download this map and play this map instead, because Stevie has done some wondrous things. He's obviously very noticeably changed the starting farm area here in new farmer mode. There's something else I want to quickly just check. Yeah, Field 25 is split across 2 plots of land. That's interesting. So to buy the whole of Field 25, you've got to buy... Oh, yeah. We'll get to that later in the map review. It was something a comment I saw. But yes, you've got your house here. Noticeably, the first thing you'll notice between this map and the regular Elm Creek map is there's a lot more trees on the map and a lot more foliage painted everywhere, all this grassy bushy stuff. I don't know if that's the reason why the game is having the issues it's having. And why it's crashing out if you play it on high graphic settings, because it's trying to load all this extra stuff. All these extra trees and objects and all this extra leafy stuff, you know, at high resolution, and the game engine just can't handle it, and it's crashing the game out, hence why you're having to downgrade your graphics. But yeah, so the opening farm looks a lot different. You've got a lot more sheds with a lot more equipment. You've also got all of the animal pens placed for you already in new farmer mode. And again, you've got sheds over here. You've got the cow pen over here, cow barn with the robotic feeder. Stevie's all already implemented for everybody. So if you want to do your cows, you've got a cow pen already to start with. Couple of sheds here for tipping stuff into. You've got your pig pen, I think, over here. Again, you've got your pigs. If you want to start doing pigs. All nicely set up. You've got your chickens. Want to do your chickens. And then lastly over here we've got the sheeps. For doing your sheeps. And again, plenty of sheds, plenty of equipment, new farmer mode, lots of starting equipment. We'll have a run through some of that in a little while. So yeah, much bigger opening farm layout here on Stevie's Farm Creek edit. With obviously a lot more decorative stuff, trees, and you got a nice little pond here. And then you've got your fields. And again, what Stevie's done, he has basically solved the problem, or if you like, fixed the problem that a lot of people have with the default Elm Creek map, in that a lot of the fields on the Giants map are very small and stupid. They're so tiny and pathetic. Whereas Stevie's basically gone around and just decided, you know what? I'm going to get rid of the small fields. I'm going to combine a lot of the fields together and make proper sized fields. There's going to be less fields overall on the map, but they're all going to be proper sized fields that you're going to be able to farm and work and, you know, enjoy. And that's what he's done. He's basically gone around and customized all the fields and altered a lot of the fields, combined a lot of the fields. So I think on the original Elm Creek map, the Giants one, there are 80 fields in total. Across the whole map, I think there's like 80 fields. On Stevie's map, that comes down to about 27, I think it is. I think it's 27, yeah. Is however many fields we have got. So yeah, quite a big area. He's increased the forestry area, the tree area of the map. So there's a lot more logging areas. A lot of the farms up in the corners, a lot of the farmland up in these top corners is just going to be grassland, grass fields and stuff for people to go and do their own farming. Down here in the bottom corner where I have got my farm on my Elm Creek Let's Play, there are only the 3 fields. Again, he's merged all the fields, combined them. He's changed the layout quite a bit down here. We'll go down and have a look at that in a minute. And he's done the same over here as well on this bottom corner. All the tiny little, silly little fields, he's got rid of all of those and given us, you know, 4 fields here of a good size. Massive field 18 now, look. This massive, huge field along the bottom of the map. Massive field. And then the field that is a grass field normally in the game, he is made into a proper field. However, he has put an island in the middle of it with a load of trees on, which a little bit disappointing, because that's one of the first things I would need to fix. Because I would like to make that all a field area again. So I'd have to go down there, remove the trees, and then plough all the island in the middle and actually set that back to being a complete field. I'm not a big fan of islands and objects in fields. You probably know that from my FS19 playthrough. But one of the things I do like is the fact that a lot of the fields are no longer just squares and rectangles. Stevie's made them, you know, pretty organic. Again, in the middle though, they tend to get a bit boxy and rectangular. And again, down in this bottom corner, it's one of them things. Again, hopefully, moving forward, as the Giants editor gets improved and we get some more updates, hopefully more mod makers and map makers will move away from square fields and start giving us some, you know, realistic shaped fields and proper fields instead of just boring squares. It's one of my big complaints, and it's a complaint I have on pretty much every map review I've ever done. Or Farm Simulator in FS19, if you gave me a map that just had square fields, I was pretty down on that because I find square fields to be very boring. We've got collectibles on the map. We've got the Elm Creek collectibles. They're all on the map. Stevie's included them. Some of them have been moved and been put in to different positions because obviously Stevie's remodeled some things and retweaked some things, so some of the collectibles have been shifted. But one of the great things Stevie's done, and I think he's the first map maker to do this in FS22, he's done a wonderful thing where once you've picked up so many of the collectibles, the rest of them, their locations get put on the map. You will get a little dot on your mini-map indicating where the collectibles are, so they're a lot easier to find once you've found a couple. You can just run down, pick up the, see, here's one here, look. Tractor. He's removed a lot of the, it seems like it's removed some of the decorative, like the boxes and rubbish from around some of the buildings. Here, as I say, is the big field is over here. The one that's normally grass, normal grassy field. This is the one, and like I say, he's got a got this like island in the middle of it. So yeah, you'd have to come down here with your tree remover, and unfortunately, they're not pine trees. They're just these horrible regular trees, which are a bit of a nuisance to try and remove and wood chip and stuff. They tend to glitch out a little bit. As I say, hopefully Giants will fix that in a game update pretty soon. Yeah. So we've got this lovely, wonderful field, big field over here. Stevie's also, at various points around the map, has put in these placeable areas. So there are quite a few at various points around the map. Little concrete areas. There's one here. There's one by the supermarket area. So if you want to put down, obviously, your placeables, and you want to put down production buildings and sell points and stuff, you can have at it, because Stevie's already prepared the map and given you placeable areas, which is a lovely thing. But again, I like to see mod makers do that. If we come down here to, this is obviously the farm area where I have got my farm on Elm Creek. And Stevie's moved things around a bit. He's moved the barn. He shifted this, the old wooden barn. He's put that on the side here. This is where my house would be located in my Let's Play. Currently, he's then moved this building over to here, which Still doesn't actually have any functionality. But the good thing is, I do believe... They probably won't let me do it because I don't own the land. But I'm led to believe... if we do a quick... we'll add some money. Boom, boom, boom. We'll come into the map screen. And right. We should now find, when we come back in here, we can now demolish the buildings. Don't get any money back for doing so. You're going to have to do some landscaping. And everything else has gone as well. So all the other buildings are all linked into that one building. Unfortunately, you still can't get rid of the pig pens on the map. These things. But you don't have to worry about the tower. Stevie removed the tower building. He has obviously put in a load more trees down here, though. On the map. So again, there's a lot more trees on this bottom edge. But the good thing is, you can go around all four corners of the map and sell off the buildings. You can. So if we go up to the northern corner, we buy that. We have a quick run up to the top of the map. So yeah, I would definitely advise people maybe to think about getting the free place placeable, the terrain anywhere, the free terrain tools mod. Because if you remove a lot of these decorative buildings, you're going to end up having to spend a fortune fixing the terrain and fixing the landscape. Just picking up a couple of the collectibles while I'm on my travels. There's one on the roof there, but I'm not going to be able to go up and get that. Same way as I'm not going to be able to go and get the one from the roof of the shop. I can grab the one from down here at the BGA though. That won't be a problem. I just want to show you how they pop up on the map once you've collected a fair few of them. There's going to be one in here. I've already got all the collectibles on my Elm Creek Let's Play, so I kind of do know where they are now. So when I start a new save on that map, I can quickly run around and get them because I know where they are in memory. However, I can't find them all on the multiplayer save because I don't know which ones people have got and which ones people haven't got. So, that's a bit more confusing for me. I don't know how many we've got on the multiplayer server, but I went round and got a load the other night, so we're up to a nice cool million. Or round about nice cool million. So here we got the River Rock Estate. So again, hopefully all of this lot. Nice sheep over here. Collectible. Pick that up. Let me, I'm gonna have to go up the steps. So I don't know how many I've actually got to pick up for it to actually tell me. So again, if we come into the demolish menu, again we can pretty much get rid of all of the decorative objects here. See, they've all gone. One click, all the buildings have been removed. Didn't mess up the terrain as badly in this area as in others. Yeah, I like Stevie's edit. Again, it's one of them weird things really that you look at the map and you think to yourself, you know what? Wouldn't it have been great? Wouldn't it have been fantastic if Giants had released this map as the Elm Creek? You know, it was a bit like Fenton Forest in FS22, Stevie's Fenton Forest map. You played that and you just thought to yourself, this is what Fellsbrunn should have been, you know. And it's a strange it's weird that, you know, that Stevie's managed to just, you know, just make the map so much better. You know, it's weird. And you think to yourself, well, why couldn't Giants have made this map like this? There'll be more collectibles down here. As I say, I'm just running around quickly just to try and pick a few up, just so I can trigger the thing on the map where they actually get put on as their actual location gets put on the map. I don't know how many I have to pick up. Trigger that. It's a couple. I'll run down here and pick up a few. Well, I've run around the map, everybody, and I've found 78 of 100 collectibles, and unfortunately, it looks like Stevie's making me look an absolute idiot. Because it looks to me like he has removed the feature whereby it put the collectibles on the map once you'd found so many of them. So unfortunately that's been removed, so you're going to have to hunt round and find all the 100 collectibles the hard way on this map. Now, whereas like I say, it was a lot easier on the previous version of his map. A lot easier. But as I say, we've got the lovely new farm. So yeah, Elm Creek Stevie edit, pretty good. You've got everything you need. You've got a big silo with 16 million litre capacity that will take pretty much every fill type in the game, pretty much. You've got your farm supplies where you can buy your seeds, your fertilizer, your lime and stuff direct at the farm. As I say, you've got tons of starting equipment. You've got a fuel tank here at the farm. You've got all the animal pens. This is an ideal new farmer starting location. Gives you everything you could possibly want. You've got a hayloft here. Absolutely spot on. Love it. Like I say, if this had been the map that Giants had come out with, it would have been perfect. Because it's such an improvement over the original. The fact you've got decent sized fields everywhere instead of loads of poxy little ones is fantastic. Lots of big fields that, you know, I would typically expect of a American Midwest. Something that's set in the American Midwest, I would expect to be, you know, quite large. I mean, that field there is an absolute beast. That field's immense, folks. That is just calling out for a massive soybean harvest putting on it. The only thing I would say, I'm a little, you know, the fact that he's added in a load of trees everywhere like this. I'm not a massive fan of trees in game, because trees are frame rate killers and are performance killers anyway. So the more of those you add to a map, the more you're going to hurt a player's experience by decreasing performance on a map. But also, I quite like the fact that these areas on the original Elm Creek map didn't have any trees or that on them. They were just big grassy areas. So I was like, great, you can just come over here and mow a load of grass when you need a load of grass. A bit like this area here, which has nothing on it. Stevie's come down here with his tree shotgun and planted trees everywhere. And it's going to just take you time now to go through and remove them all. One thing I have done, I have loaded this map up in Giants Editor myself. And thankfully, a lot of these trees that Stevie's added are all in one single transform group called New Trees. So if you don't like all the trees that Stevie's added, you can just delete that transform group and get rid of all the extra trees he's put on the map, including all the ones around the farm. You can get rid of all the trees around the farm in one go, just by deleting that one transform group. which for people who maybe don't want the trees all round here, all these trees round here, and all these trees in the farmyard, and all these trees everywhere, you can delete all those very easily and quickly if you know how to use Giants Editor, which again will probably improve your performance and might even enable you to run the game then on slightly higher graphic settings if you're not having to render and generate all these objects. But yeah, I like this map. I do like this map. And like I say, if I wasn't already playing Elm Creek, the normal Elm Creek map, and if I wasn't already playing it on server, I would have loaded this map. I mean, certainly for multiplayer, I think the starting farm on this map is so much better for multiplayer. It's bigger, you've got sheds, you've got all the sheds for storing all your equipment, you've got all the animal pens when you're ready to move into animals and go down that road. And like I say, you've got a ton of equipment that Stevie gives you. A couple of medium tractors, you've got the Massey Ferguson and the Fast Track. You've got a big case as a large tractor. He gives you a big harvester in the case axial flow. You've got your pickup, which you're free to remove if you want. Got a nice trailer, combine headers for everything, windrower, tedder, mower, fertilizer spreader, seeder, subsoiler. It does give you potato harvesting equipment, although you probably will sell that, I'm guessing, in favour of having the actual self-propelled potato harvester. So if you're early game and you don't plan on doing potatoes early game, you can make yourself a bit of money. Obviously, when you're starting new farmer and you've only got 100 grand available, selling off your potato equipment will be great for you, especially as you've got potato harvesting equipment but no way of actually planting potatoes, because he doesn't give you a potato seeder, does he? Baler, bale loader, and then you've got some weights and obviously your header trailer. But again, one of the things I like about the Stevie map, don't like stuff, just sell it. Just come in, get rid. Get all the money back for your animal pens. What there? Vehicle shop. Oh, saw something floating in the air then. I did. B! My character. Sell the sheep barn. So everything is removable. All the buildings, all the infrastructure can be sold. You can sell the house, obviously, as well. So then you'd be free to come and do something in this area. You might decide to make it into a field. Again, if you started in Farm Manager or start from scratch and you picked one of the alternate farm locations, there is nothing stopping you at a later time turning this into farmland. Maybe. It's an idea. You could turn it into a big field, couldn't you? But yeah, this has been Stevie's Elm Creek edit map. Like I say, it has been through a couple of updates. And the latest version is, as I say, has been put out there on his Facebook page. That's the only place I would ever recommend downloading Stevie's mods from, his Farm Simulator Mods Facebook page. So have a look on Facebook for Farm Simulator Mods. You'll find his page and all his mods are linked there. Don't download them from third-party sites, as you never know what you're going to be getting. You don't know if people have tampered with them, interfered with them, edited things, changed things. So always support Stevie by downloading direct. All his downloads are distributed via Google Drive link, so you're not having to click on any scumbaggy websites to download. You don't have any like download throttling or anything like that. So, you know, Stevie's pretty decent at that. He just, you know, asks that you download directly from his page, where you will then get notified of all the updates and all the things he's working on. As I say, it's a nice map. As I say, the only negatives I can say about the map is the fact that to play this map, for whatever reason, you have to turn your graphics settings down, have to reduce your quality settings, and you have to select either medium or high. You can't go any higher than that, or at least I can't go any higher than that, which for me, with my system, with my PC, is quite surprising. Running a, you know, an i7 8700K at 4.8 gigahertz with 32 gig of DDR RAM at 3600 megahertz, running an RTX 2080 Ti graphics card. I can't believe I can't run this map at my usual custom very high settings. But as I say, maybe it's because of all the extra trees and foliage and stuff that Stevie's put on the map, and maybe in the future Stevie just needs to tone back on that a bit, dial back on that, and not go quite so overboard with all that stuff. Because don't forget, the game the game this year is generating and rendering a lot more. The way it renders stuff, the engine changes that Giant's made, it's a bit weird now how some things work in game. So you have to be very careful when placing objects. And I guess I would imagine the starting farm layout with all the animal pens and everything in it, and all the sheds and all the equipment, I would imagine that's probably a little bit over the top and a little bit excessive for the game engine to handle, trying to generate all those and render all those objects in that space, in this area over here. The game engine probably is struggling with that, with the new level of detail that Giants have put in the game this year. It's one of the things I would maybe like to, if you're going to put, and maybe it's just my recommendation here, and my kind of wish list, if you like, for Farm Sim. If you've got a map like this one, and Elm Creek's a good example, because you've got the different areas. Like, you've got the horse ranch up in this top corner. You've got the cow area down, like the cow farm down here. You've got the pig farm in this area, and then obviously the area up here was supposed to be like the sheep farm. Put the animal pens in those areas. You know, if you've got an, you know, don't put them in the starting farm where you've got all your vehicles that the game's having to render and generate, and then all the sheds and all the other buildings and everything. Because I think that's just overkill. I think that's just gonna crash the system. That the game's trying to render too many objects in a small space. I would say if you've got a map like this, make use of it. Put the pig pen. If you're gonna put a pig pen on the map, put it on at the pig farm. Sheep pen, put it at the sheep farm. And when you want to get into those things, you buy the area. Oh, my sheeps are in this area, so I'm going to buy this bit of land. I want to do sheeps. I'm going to buy this bit of land. I'm going to do sheeps. Oh, I want to do cows. I'm going to buy this area here. I'm going to do cows. Oh, I would like to do some pigs now. Right, I'm going to buy this area and I'm going to do the pigs. You know? Just move again, try and move things around. I think from an optimization standpoint and a performance standpoint, spreading things out works a lot better in this game. Having everything in one location at like one farm, central farm, is just going to absolutely kill your game performance, kill your frame rate and stuff. And I certainly think from maybe the game engine trying to actually create the save, load the save, that's causing a lot of problems. And why you're having to lower your graphics settings down to be able to play this map, because I just think perhaps maybe, just maybe, there's too much going on in this area, especially with all, like I say, with all the added trees that Stevie's put in as well, and all the foliage and all the extra decoration stuff. I think he's maybe just overloading the area, and I think you just need to just be a bit. I think the game just needs to have stuff spread out a bit more in FS22, and doesn't need stuff being condensed. You know, make use of the map, spread stuff out. You know, don't put all your eggs in one basket, as they say. But yeah, I like this map. I like what Stevie's done with this edit. It's a very simple little edit. You know, well, I say it's a simple edit. I have no idea how simple it is. I've never made a map. I'm sure it's taken Stevie quite a lot of time. And yeah. For those of you that, like I say, haven't yet started on the Elm Creek map, you might want to download and play this instead, because I definitely think it's an improvement over the Giants map. Again, you've got your placeable areas. You can stick down a bunch of placeables, selling points and stuff. Production points. I would have loved to have played this map. As I say, I'm already doing a series on Elm Creek, and I'm already playing multiplayer on Elm Creek. So the chances are I'm probably not going to play this map. Depends. It depends. If I get a bunch of people telling me they want to play it in multiplayer, and the multiplayer people tell me they want to play it in multiplayer, I can load it on the server, and we can give it a go. We can give it a try. But obviously, accept the fact you're going to have to turn your graphics settings down, kids, if you play it on multiplayer, because otherwise the game will crash every time you try to log in. Your game will crash. So you'd have to turn your graphics down to be able to play it in multiplayer. But yeah, it's a very nice map. As I say, I can't wait to see what Stevie comes out with that's completely original, completely new map. Built from scratch, built from the ground up. His own completely original 100% custom map. Can't wait to see what Stevie comes out with for FS22. Whether he does a 4K map or not, I don't know. Again, can't wait to see what he does. But not going to put any pressures on Stevie. You know, at the end of the day, let him do the work and let him enjoy modding. Not going to, you know, hold a gun to his head and force him to do anything. You know, it's at his pace, you know. Same with other modders. Don't hassle them. Don't hassle them for mods or maps. Let them work at their own speed. And eventually we'll get really, really good things as a result. But that's been my map look, my map tour of the Elm Creek edit map by Stevie. I hope you've enjoyed it. Like I say, if you want to download this map, head over to Stevie's Facebook page and you can grab it from there. And yeah, let me know in the comment section if you've played this map and how you're finding it. I've been CWATTY. Goodbye for now, everybody.